So I just got home from work and I came down to check the worms, and I cannot believe at the speed that these red wigglers are eating. It is unbelievable. I am literally running out of room on the wall. So I'm going to have to, I don't know, I'm going to have to expand. So these are the red wigglers that I put here because I moved the other ones out. And look at them. They are going crazy. And I had Chow here, and they're really eating it like every day. Red wigglers are like an amazing worm. They really are. Oh my gosh, look at them. So, all right, guys, I'm sorry. I'm not going to disturb them too much. I'm just going to give them a little down the middle. And you know why I do this, right? Because if there are worms here and there are worms here, they can go to the middle and meet. And that way, if they want to get away from the food, they can. So it's a win-win for all of them. All right, guys, I will keep you updated. So I'm coming up with a way for each row. I'm going to give them a certain amount of time. And then when it's time to move them, they're going to move this way. So they're going to move that way. So what I'm doing is I'm starting them down there, and then they're going to move this way. So each row, I'm sorry about my finger, each row, which is I'm going up and down, has a different time. And then when they're done with that time, they're going to move this way. So this row here, I have a certain amount of time for it, and so forth. And then when I get to the end down here, it's when I harvest. So this is my plan. This is the one, this kind of the program I'm coming up with, because you know, I gotta do this. I do this myself. No one has really given me exact instructions on how to move this whole thing. I have scoured the internet looking everywhere on how to move it, and honestly, no one has clear directions. So I figure, well, I'm going to make clear directions, and then I'll pass it on to you. So if you look at the papers at the top, I have different numbers written. This is 1 week, and this is another, and this is another. So they're going to go like this. And here I have written the date and the date they're moving, so that I don't have to remember how to do that. So that's what's going on. I just got home from work. I had to check on them because, you know, they're my babies. So I'm gonna write this all down, and hopefully I can keep track like that, or Joe will help me create some kind of spreadsheet or something. Once I have it down 100%, and I've tested it for a while and I know it works, then I'm going to tell you exactly how I do it. Because I don't want to tell you now, because if it doesn't work yet, then I don't want you to fail. So, but you know, that takes time. So, but I'll let you know when the red wigglers are ready. When I do start selling them, I'm going to sell them first in smaller quantities. But as you can see, even a smaller quantity, look how fast they reproduce in a bin. So you'll have a million red wigglers before you know it. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go. Change and settle in for the evening. And I'll keep you updated on this. This is so exciting. At least for me, it is. I know you worm people think it's exciting too. So anyway, and then I gotta figure out the pumpkins. Who's gonna get one and what I'm gonna do with them. So I'll see you all next time. Take care. So I'm going to start answering some of the questions. I am going to make a video about it. Someone asked me how old I was. I'm 51, and I'll be 52 in February. So yeah, I'm 51. What the heck have these worms done? I lifted up the cover to check on the red wigglers, and look, I just fed them. I think it was this morning. It's evening now, and I've never seen worms do that in all my years. Like, what are they doing? Oh my gosh, this is so strange. Wow. Dang. So guys, as far as feeding these worms, this is the easiest way that I have found to do it. I just pull each tray out, roll everything back, sprinkle the food on the surface, and then I go back and I water each one. As I water, I cover, push back, water, cover, push it back, and I go down the whole aisle, and I do it like that so much faster. This entire thing, plus this side, is taking me about an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours, and I feed like every 2 or 3 days. It depends. I watch them closely to see if, you know, how fast they're eating it or not. So there we go. Everyone is fed. Everyone's comfy. So Joe is making us some sandwiches with some nice cold cuts that we bought. And we're gonna go upstairs and watch a horror movie. It is spooky season. So tomorrow before I go to work, I come and peek at them, make sure everyone's okay. And then I take it from there. Hey guys, welcome back. I am the Garden and Worm Lady, for those of you that don't know me. And I have been raising worms for 20 years. In January, it'll be 21, yes. This is the giant nursery I have the red wigglers in. So as you can see, things look a little different here. These three, let me come over here. These 3 bins are gonna have red wigglers in them. They're just reproducing so fast and I need more room. And I had to come up with some kind of plan. So I put 3 nurseries up here. Now this is not gonna stay here forever. Joe and I have talked and we're gonna actually expand into the other side of my house. Down here I have another wormery that I haven't used in a long time. So we're gonna move into that again. That way this could be over there and I could have more room here. But you know how red wigglers are, guys. They're like maniac reproducers. And all my red wigglers are Senia Fetida, and there are no blues in this mixture. And people have asked me how I manage that. Just years, time and patience. I got tired actually of buying worms from people who were saying that they were red wigglers, and I got blues mixed in them. One batch I got was 100% blues. There wasn't one red wiggler. And I know that because I know the difference by now. I know what they look like. I know their behavior is different. So it just took me forever to start separating red wigglers. And yeah, so this is where I'm up to at this point in my life. This is a banana that I still found in here. And they're, see, look how cute they are. So they're doing good. I'm still not wild about the straw, but since they're doing okay with it, I'm gonna leave it. This is still damp, but I don't know. I'm not terribly satisfied with it, so we're gonna have to wet this down. I did use a meter a long time ago. I'll have to find it. But I've gotten to the point where I know what things feel like with my hand. And that just takes, you know, just years of experience to where I know where the moisture level is and where I should be. You see over here? This corner is a little too dry. The corners, for sometimes in this room, certain angles, they just dry up because the vent, if you look up, is right above me. So this room is temperature controlled. You know, in the summer we have air conditioner in here, and in the winter we have heat in here. So I'm going to show you today my thermometers that I use on the wall, and we're going to do a fun experiment. Okay, so here's like some of my supplies. I have like gloves there, all different types of gloves, because when the pandemic hit, I just had to use what I found. Joe put tissues here for me because, you know, I have allergies. I have this flashlight here that actually is, let me see if I can get it off here. It's water powered. You actually fill it up with water and you shake it and it lights up. He bought this for me for when I go Bigfoot hunting, just in case. You know, my flashlight dies. And then we put this black thing here so people know, like my daughters, if they come in here, not to shut the light off. So these are the thermometers I use. Let me see if I could block a glare. This one is my daughter's old reptile one that she had a reptile years ago, and it reads the humidity. And I like to just keep an eye on that, you know, because I do, you know, I use a lot of water in here, and if it's too dry in here, I have to water quite often, which is not fun. But that's the good thing about being indoors, because I can control that. And then this is my temperature in here. It usually stays around 70. Sometimes in the winter it dips down and it's a little cooler in here, and it doesn't hurt the worms. It kind of just makes them lazy. They still eat, but not as much as in the summer. They kind of slow down. I call them the lazy chumps, the lazy chunkies, because that's what they do. I have still leaves in here. So yeah, that's how I control this room. If I were in the South, this would be different to control, because obviously a hotter environment, they like it, but it can't be too hot, because then you know what happens. So the video before this, you know, I couldn't believe what those red wigglers did with that stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck. So let's do an experiment with them, and let's see what they do if I put a wet clump in there, because that was just dry chow sprinkled on the top. Let's see what happens if I put a wet clump. Let's see what they do with it. So let me go get them. Okay, I just put them on my rolly cart for now, because I have better lighting here. So I pushed them all in the corner, and as you can see, here they are. So we're gonna put a wet clump of worm chow there, and let's just see what they do with it. So I'm gonna go get a scoop of it, and I'm gonna wet it down with just some room temperature water. Let's just wet this down. You know, my worm chow that I make here in the wormery, to me it smells good, because I add a secret ingredient that makes it smell good. And it's a natural ingredient. You know, it's food related, and it doesn't hurt the worms at all, but it just smells so good. All right, I think I need more water. Yeah, this is too dry. I wet it down. For those of you that are wondering what this blue stuff is, it's water-based food coloring, because sometimes I have messed around with food coloring with the worms. If you're going to do that, never use the oil-based. Always get the water-based, because it won't hurt them at all. So here I have my worm chow. It's kind of a little damp. Let's make like a little mountain. See what happens. Let me spray some of this stuff in it. Oh, I guess I gotta refill this thing. All right, so we're gonna cover this, and we're gonna leave it alone. And tomorrow, a day later, we're gonna check it, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen. So that liquid, yeah, I'm gonna make a video on it. I decided to just share it with you guys. So this has to be wet down. And then I'm gonna start filling up this one. That one has like dry leaves in it. I might use that as a bedding or incorporate it in. The leaves out there are starting to fall a little bit, but I can't wait, because the worms absolutely go crazy for the leaves. That's another trick, guys. By the way, watch my videos entirely, not only because I want you to, I give you tips and tricks along the way. So if you don't listen to the end, you're going to miss a lot of stuff I talk about, because I talk a lot. I know I do, but you know, my goal is to help you be successful and raise your worms like you know, healthy and like you want them. So leaves. The best and the darkest castings I've ever gotten is with dry leaves. When I feed dry leaves, they go crazy. There's one trick though. Soak your leaves before you feed it to them. Soak it for like a little while or a day, and then throw that water out and feed it to them. They seem to like devour it better, faster. I've also put it in there dry with no problems, but they like it soaked. The leaves like soaked. So we're gonna try that. So let me get going on this one. So I filled this up with peat moss. No, not peat moss, I'm sorry, coconut coir. And you can see there's a lot of water. This paper towel is, when I go wash my hands after working with this stuff and I dry my hands with paper towel, I just rip it up and throw it in here. Because why not, right? The worms will eat it too. So I got a cup of grit here. Oyster shell. When there's something this big, I need something about that much, because the oyster shell, even though it's in little chunks, it eventually dissolves. Usually I grind it in my grinder. For those of you that haven't seen my grinder, like go back and look for my grinder. It's an amazing machine. But if not, I just throw it like this. So I'm gonna add some in here too, because I haven't seen any. Just to, you know, just to give them some great poor little things. So in here, I'm gonna add shredded paper. I like to add wood chips, but I'm low on wood chips. Actually, I don't think I have any. I gotta go buy some. I'm gonna add some dolomite lime. I'm gonna add some minerals, which is azomite, and we're gonna get that going. So this is the azomite minerals. Just gonna add a sprinkle. I'll give them some too. Minerals are good for worms. Minerals are good for everybody. Doesn't mean you can eat these, but you know what I mean. So we're gonna put them right back. Yeah, I definitely have to go get some, wood shavings. All right, I'm gonna wet this down. Look at this, it looks like I'm creating a soup. So I'm just gonna mix this because I'm tired of going to wash my hands, so I'm using one of my tools. And then I'm gonna go to the shredder and I'm gonna shred some paper. I have a lot of newspaper. So that newspaper I get is free. People put it in the recycling thing here to throw it out, so I take it. And they let me have it so I could use it. Which is a great way to like get rid of it and have like free bedding, you know. But yeah, this definitely needs paper. All right, let's go get that. I love having a shredder. Oh my gosh, today I'm hitting everything with my feet. Oh, junk mail. Newspaper, junk mail. Worms love paper. They just do. But you know, excuse me, if you feed 100% paper, like if your bedding is only paper, because I've done that, your castings, when you look up close, you're going to see the paper in your castings. Which is weird because it's like poop mixed with paper. Yeah. So let's get this wet. Now I'm not going to put the worms in today. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't decided. I'm going to go to work later, so I don't want to get too dirty because I already showered and everything. But look, there's still water here. But, you know, this is going to absorb it. I just keep moving it around. It'll absorb everything. Yeah, I'm going to put more paper, look. Yeah. But it's good because I have tons of it. All right, guys. I'm going to end this video here. So subscribe and like my videos, and, you know, ring that little bell. And if you want worms, I still have European night crawlers and African night crawlers on my website, thegardenandwormlady.com. And if you want any other type of supply, they're going to be on there. Also, if you haven't got on the website yet, sign up for the email, because when I have things on sale, or things like, sometimes I'll do a coupon or things like that, or the red wigglers, I'm going to send it out in like a mass email. That way it reaches everyone. All right, guys. So I'll see you next time. Take care.